So Brendan, we finally got you here in Manchester, and what an occasion. We're bringing MMA to children that haven't experienced it before, or maybe want to experience it but haven't had the opportunity. You're going to be coaching a class here at Powerhouse. Just talk about the project and what it's going to do for the local community.
Yeah, so this all started with, obviously I grew up in this area, and I'm very grateful for everything this area's given me. And I was in a local food store, Boxco, and I just overheard a conversation between Lisa and the guys that own it there, and I thought they were talking about the community, and he's donating meals, and this is going on. I thought, oh, that's it. When you had something in my head, and then that sparked a conversation, and it was like, well, can I come down and start doing some martial arts? We've already done one session last week, went great, and we fired it up now. We're starting a program every week. We're gonna get the kids together and start teaching them martial arts and try and find the next Brendan Loughnane. That's the plan.
100%. And I've seen that growth of yourself firsthand, from when you weren't in the PFL, when you was fighting for contracts, when we was chatting at FCC all those years ago, to the $1 million now, on search for a second $1 million win. What's it like seeing children come up to you, young people, and say that you're an inspiration to them? Because no doubt you will have been that young kid going up to fighters saying that they were inspiring you all those years ago.
No, of course, but like when I first started, MMA wasn't a real thing. Like, it was still in the days we was trying to get VHSs over from America. That's how long I've been in it. 2008 was my first fight. From then, I've watched the growth of a sport. Now it's mainstream. Now it's like mainstream, and it's great to see. So why not? This is the prime time now to fire things like this up in the community. It's pretty crazy to me that within this area there is no martial arts, like mixed martial arts, that is. There's boxing, you got Champs Camp and kickboxing, everything's individual, but MMA is the new thing, innit? That's what everybody wants to do. So hopefully, it has an impact on the community, and that even if it takes 1%, takes one kid that makes it all the way, then I'll be happy. And just to give people discipline and, just to point them in the right direction, that's the plan.
And Manchester is absolutely flying in PFL. When you look at yourself and Dakota, potentially having 2 world champions coming out of this tournament, 2 millionaires again, second million for yourself. What does that mean for Manchester on the world stage?
Everything. It means absolutely everything. This is my home. I was born and bred here, and the Manchester blood runs through my veins, And when I see everybody succeeding, not just in the PFL, in all major promotions, everyone's doing great. Manchester's rising to the occasion, even like the outskirts, people like Tom Aspinall, and we've got champions everywhere. Leon's down the road, and me and Dakota and Loughnane, and everyone's coming together now making this happen. So it's like, it's a bit of a movement. So why not expand that now into places like this? Kids who was in a similar position to me. I used to go to the one round the corner, the youth club here, and this facility is amazing, and it's perfect to get these kids into something like what I got given. I got given a spark, and then that turned into a flame, and now it turned into me traveling the world and making money and feeding my family and feeding people around me. So it's like, if I can spark that again, why not? Why wouldn't I? Like, what is a couple hours out my week really to give back something like this?
You are 100% a role model, a key role model in this city, showcased by what we're doing today. Who were the main role models in your life growing up? And I know from a friendship perspective as well, Kay Moose has been there from day one, really, and he was there in those times when things didn't go your way. He was debating throwing it all away, as most fighters will have had those occasions, as any normal person would when they've had a tough time. Just talk about those relationships. Loads
of them. Danny Ram, Tony Musa, Kay Musa, Ian Bromley, RIP, Cam. It's just, the list is so endless. I could be here all day. Anyone that's chipped in 1%, I just owe them everything, because there has been so many people along the way that have said keep going. My mum's the biggest one. Like, sometimes I'll be coming home with 2 black eyes, can't even see, and she's like, what are you even doing in that gym? But you know what, if you want to keep doing it, I'll support you. And now here we are. None of this would have been happening if it weren't for them people, so thank you.
And the tournament format of PFL, it really is testing the best of the best. And I believe when you fought last time, absolutely vicious win, one of the nastiest cuts I've ever seen in combat sports. I believe that you were viciously unwell in the lead up to that one. Was that the case? And what was that in terms of a testament to your will and determination to progress and get that $1 million again?
I feel bulletproof now. I have something going into every fight. no one ever goes into a fight 100%, but the last one was exceptionally bad food poisoning or whatever it was. I was bedbound. I had to really pull it together in that week, and I've had broken hands, torn MCLs, you name it. I've just been bust up going into these, but I just don't let it stop me. I always find a way to win. Sometimes I don't, but like I say, it's not for the lack of trying. I go in there and I give it everything. And if that's not an inspiration to everyone else around here, then I don't know what else can be.
Next round as well, coming up in just a few weeks. How are you feeling in the lead up to that one? And I'm guessing you're looking at the other end of the bracket as well. You're going to have firm eyes on that ahead of the final later in the year.
No, I tend not to look at any point systems, any brackets, any opponents. As long as Brendan's the best version of himself, I know I'll win the fight. So Brendan is currently the best version of himself, and I'm looking forward to putting on the show again.
I know you've been training with Conor McGregor earlier in the year. What a mind to pick apart. Whenever he walks in the room, his energy is absolutely infectious. We recently had him at the Bellator show in Dublin.
You interviewed him, didn't you?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah. It was good. It was good fun.
Well, that's how you know you're good, though, because I know you don't really do interviews with people. And when I seen your long interview of him, I thought, yeah, good job. So well done to yourself, mate. And so training with him was phenomenal. Me and him was going back and forth, sparred for like 6 weeks. Picked each other's brains, still staying in contact. And I actually sent me a really nice message about 2 weeks ago. Like, Brendan, thanks for your thing on aerial. You know, respect you so much. You're a real veteran of the sport. Come on, man, don't get as real as you. And I was like, wow. You know what I mean? It's just like when you're getting it off to Tyson Furies and him, and they're the people I care about, not eggs on Twitter and all that, who just throw in the 2 pence every 2 minutes. I get respect off my peers, and that's all I really want. So, yeah, it was great sharing the training room with him, and I'm looking forward to his comeback, and hopefully I'm a part of it again. What
do you make of his comeback? Obviously, Michael Chandler, it's always up in the air. He's kind of dismissed it now and said that he wants Holloway, even though Holloway's matched up with Topuria. What do you make of his comeback against Chandler? If it happens, how do you see it going?
I think Chandler's a great fight for him. I really do. I think that's a 1 round fight. I really do. I'm not just saying it. Holloway's up for it. That'll be a fight that I'd like to see just as a fan. Holloway, man, he's one of my favourite fighters of all time. That'll be a great scrap. But I just want to see him back in there now. You know, I know he's hungry for it. He's got loads of media obligations, and you know, I know how my life is now. Yeah, so I can't even fathom what his life is like now. It's just constant pillar to post, trying to fit 2 sessions in with media and podcasts and all types of stuff, properties. He's got all going on like myself. So, you know, it takes a certain type of individual to be able to deal with this level of stress, but we're doing it, aren't we?
How have you adapted to it? Because you've always got a smile on your face. When you describe on those interviews with Ariel Helwani, when you said how it was something like a 30-hour flight from Thailand to America with this horrible sickness that you've got, but you've got a smile on your face, you've got a mammoth task ahead of you. Yeah. You constantly accomplish your goals and you do it with a smile, and we don't see the adversity you go through.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? What is the point in getting upset about it? I've been grateful, I've been blessed. I get up every morning, do what I want to do in my life. I don't have a boss. Yeah, I get paid great money. I can give back. People look up to me, and like, what have I got to be sad about? What? Like, if I can be in this position now, I'm walking around unhappy, and like, what's that going to show anyone else? Like, you've got to where you got to, but you're not happy. So being an inspiration to people, you have to maintain a certain type of energy, because it's like, if I'm down all the time walking around, people are like, why do I even want to get there if I look like that? Do you know what I mean? So I kind of keep that energy. Even my coach has said he's not seen me for 7 months because I've been away training in Thailand and all that. He's like, yeah, I like the aura and energy you got you back. I'm moving like a champion, I act like a champion, feel like a champion. I'm looking forward to getting this back. That's the plan.
Obviously not looking too far ahead, but the Bellator acquisition from the PFL has opened up a massive roster of talent. And we had the crossover event earlier in the year in Riyadh, which I'm sure hopefully will become an annual event, champions versus champions. Are you eyeing up the Bellator champions, looking for a super fight potentially next year?
You know, 1 fight at a time, but I'd love to fight Pitbull. Who doesn't want to see Brendan Loughnane and Pitbull go at it? Like, who doesn't want to see that fight? 2 strikers, 2 knockout artists, swinging it out. Who doesn't want to see that? So hopefully, God willing, we get through this, we get another one of these, and then I put this on the line to fight Pitbull, and then we put it all on the line, hopefully, you know. But he's got some dangerous tasks ahead of him with Pico and the boys in there. So let's just hope the stars align and that can happen one day.
And Ngannou's fight as well has just been announced. I know you was talking about that yesterday with Adam Casserole, Renan Ferreira, very, very scary fighter. And I think people who might not know Henan are going to be in for a rude awakening in terms of his skill set, because he's absolutely frightening, isn't he?
Listen, mate, that fight there, like especially after the Joshua fight, and now you're going to fight him. People don't know how good that guy is. I do. I've been in the PFL. I've been in the warm-up room with him. I've seen him hit the pads. The guy's 6'9" and does backflips. Like, he's a freak of nature. I've never seen anything as athletic in my life. So Francis has got his work cut out, but Francis's story is absolutely incredible. What a fight that is, and it's exactly what PFL needed. Then backed by Larissa Pacheco and Cyborg. What a card already. Fair 100%. Play.
And then we've got Jake Paul looming as well. At some point, he's going to make his debut. When you look at potential fights for him, off the top of my head, obviously Diaz has gone back and forth with the idea of coming back to MMA. That could potentially happen. Woodley, Masvidal, even Pettis. What would be the one fight that you'd like to see him make his debut?
I'd like to see Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz in MMA. That's what I want to see. Because listen, here's the thing, right? When I first signed with the PFL, nobody didn't really know what the PFL was. PFL wasn't really a thing 5 years ago. It had just started. It had come from World Series of Fighting. Now it's gathered. It's gained momentum. It's firmly number 2. Yeah, pushing for number 1. It needs the Ngannou fights. It needs the Jake Paul fights with Diaz to take it to that next level. And they're coming. They're happening. It needs the Brendan Pitbulls. They're the type of fights that get people like, well, that's a fight. So, you know, PFL making all the right moves. I'm a company man. I'm happy to be with this company. And even like something like this, as soon as I said I wanted to do something in the community, PFL backed it. Like, we worked together. Love working for PFL. And, you know, it's been a dream come true. Like, changed my family's life. About to do it all over again. What else can I ask for?
I think with another tournament win under your belt, another world title, surely you're going to be able to call the shots and say, listen, PFL, you main event here in Manchester. I know that's what you've always wanted. It's got to happen, right? Have you got a message to the bosses here at PFL Manchester?
Who's used to say we hadn't already worked on something?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that one there.
Right, okay. Well, we're not going to get exclusive just yet, but maybe after November we could hear a little thing or two. But yeah, I think that just about wraps it up.
Yep.
Pleasure to speak to you. Like I said, I'm very glad that we've got you in Manchester, because it's rare that you can get an in-person interview with Brendan at the moment if you're from this side of the world.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Listen,
it.
Pleasure to be here. Glad you're capturing these moments, and let's go and give the kids some martial arts. Let's go.
Appreciate it, brother.